What is up, legends? We are back, and we are going to do the video I kind of be famous for the majority of the time, and it's the how to start strong. Now, for those of you who are new to my channel, what I basically do is I tell you what the gaming loop of a game is. And real quick, what a gaming loop is basically how do you progress in a game, understand the game at its core functionality, and basically once you understand that a gaming loop in the game, no matter what the game does at that point, you literally are going to be fine. Trust me, by the end of this video, you will completely understand the meaning of this particular statement right now. So the first thing that we're going to start off with the gaming loop is literally how you're going to start the game, and this is your first pick. Now in this game, your first summon is going to be a select summon. Now, I don't have the banner here anymore right now, but in that select summon, you're going to be able to pick a few characters. And for the most part, it's going to be the majority of these characters right here, including some other characters that actually put in to actually to go after. Most people are going to want to go after either Hellkid, Tiamat, which Hellkid is the guy in the red hair right there. He is a tank attacker, basically. Tiamat basically is an HP tank attacker, and then you have Lilith, who is a speed shutdown type of unit. From there, you're gonna actually branch out to other things, but those three characters is the characters I would focus on. Again, this is just my opinion. There is no tier list that I looked at to say any of that. That's just me playing the first beta to me playing this beta, the characters I particularly focus on. And the last beta, I actually had Hellkid relatively early and used him. And this beta, I particularly chose Tiamat because I want to use her, and I'm literally starting the game global with Tiamat because Tiamat just makes everything easier. And I played a game a little bit differently. I play gotchas a little bit differently than everybody because I go after certain things. I don't go the typical, like what I think is meta and all this type of stuff. I go after what character does multiple roles and does those roles well, because when you have a character that does multiple roles, I'm going to explain this to you as well. You literally, that one character influences the game by themselves before you even put anything else around them. So the reason why I chose Tiamat, Tiamat is a tank slash DPS slash healer slash support in one character, and she can do all of those she can do every single of those roles well. Arguably, she's more of a tank than anything else. That's just what she is. As you can see, she has single target damage. She has a shield, which is the support onto everybody, which you can stack and scale according to her HP. As you guys can see, including the heal equals 90% of the HP consumed, which is, well, the shield, I'm sorry, is 90% of the HP consumed. So again, her talking is actually distracting me because I like her voice. But anyway, the more HP that you're going to have, the better that she's going to be overall. And then her taunt is based off of HP as well. So another thing about this particular character is that it's easy to actually build her as long as you understand that you need to stack HP and go after HP and everything else that you have. So, as well as protecting her, because she needs to be protected a little bit for the first 2 rounds. As long as you have that set, once you get beyond those 2 rounds, she literally is a ridiculously OP. Like, I literally, although majorities, I don't want to do this completely. If I hit try, oh yeah, okay, I just want 1 because that's gonna make me level 25 basically while I'm talking to you. So now that you picked your character and you know the reason why I picked that particular character, next you have what I call the Trinity, and I'm gonna actually show you that in a motion. Let's head over to challenge, and we're gonna head over to AnySync, and we're gonna fight Whitney. Now this works in every single gacha game. It's just that people, for whatever reason, when they go to a new gacha game, they just act like they just don't know. The trinity is tank, DPS, healer. And essentially what I do is I'm going to try to counter the element, which is kind of going to be hard for me to do, but I do have characters out there who can counter that with Tiamat and Kraken. You tend to want to not have your character get elemental countered. Now you see red actually does a decent job of doing damage to green, which is hollow, and cross is that. However, I can actually shield with Tiamat and I can heal with Dorothy. So even though of course is going to get elemental countered, I'm going to be able to protect her a little bit. So we're going to let this run in. And I start off with cost with pushing them back. Kraken pushes back or freezes, which allows my not as fast two characters right there to AoE come in. So now they're also taunted right now with Tiamat. Then you have to heal over time right there. So even if I do take damage, they're gonna have a heal over time to protect. And then there's the extra heal over time with Tiamat as well. At least I double heal over time. It doesn't matter because Tia put her shield out. So you see what I basically did right here is I had two characters basically push back and either stun or freeze. I had the main DPS get buffed basically and protected, which is Leanne. The tank taunted to protect everybody else. There's almost no way to lose this fight unless I was too slow to not have this. There's nothing this character could do. She's gonna get beat to hell right now. I do this every single gacha game, y'all. Every single one. And it doesn't matter the characters as long as you fulfill the trinity: tank, DPS, heal. Along with the setup characters, which you see on the end right there, which is Claws and Kraken. They set up. Basically this character is gonna get beat down. Now the only thing that's gonna, kind of get make this a more interesting is the character pulls something out, but they're stuck in the loop right now. The AI is stuck in the loop that they can't do anything about, and that's what this team is gonna push. You don't necessarily have to use these characters as long as you fulfill tank, DPS, healer. You can do that with any character in this game, no matter the rarity. That's just what happens in these type of games when they're going to be turn-based like this, because at the core line base, you're playing Final Fantasy. You're playing a turn-based RPG type of game, and at the core function of the game, I told you I was going to teach you the loop. No matter what you have, you're going to fulfill that particular thing, or want to fulfill that particular thing. Now, the characters determine basically, as you just basically see, like it just did that. We'll let it rock again. And we won't, because I just hit 25. I don't want to make this video much longer than that. But what ends up happening, and the difference in all of this, is that what characters do you have and how well do they do their roles. Like you can get a tank and a different elemental tank, and maybe that tank does stuff a little bit differently. Maybe that tank is a single target type of tank. Maybe that tank has a bigger shield. Like Hellkid has a immense shield, which makes that like even more easy, because then they have to go through all of that shield. Maybe you have a different type of tank. Maybe you have Sanya, maybe you have Ling Lao or something like that, who's a better healer. They fulfill roles better. Maybe you have a better DPS. You got like any other type of DPS to come in. Maybe that DPS has like a one shot and does things accurately more different. Along those lines, for a basic core function in this game, is just going to be like this every single, no matter what happens in the game. That core function, you have to actually, let me not say have to. That's a little bit too much. As long as you satisfy tank, DPS, healer, no matter what characters you have, you're gonna win. Basically, as long as you have them built. Obviously, you gotta have them built and everything else like this. And if you can trap the AI into that particular type of loop right there where you're dictating the fight, you're going to be fine. Obviously, there's going to be speed, there's going to be gear and everything else like this. I'm not going to tell you what to do with that because that is up to you, whether you want to actually do that or not. This is just strictly telling you how to start strong and basically tell you the gaming loop of this game. If there's other videos that Zox literally did like a tier list video. You can look at that tier list video. He explained gear. I'm not gonna do that for you guys because I'll just link that and you can go look at that, and that's just fine. What I'm particularly teaching you right now is how to understand this game at the core base function and use anything in the game to your advantage. Where it doesn't matter, meta doesn't matter as long as you understand the core function of the game. With that said, the very next thing that you will need to understand is that this game works differently than other gacha games when it comes to actual dupes. Dupes in this game don't mean a whole lot. They help. It definitely helps. So like you see, I have one dupe right here. This is from the actual quest line for her and everything else like this. And the first dupe gave attack, defense, and HP of 5%. That's like whatever. Like that's not gonna make or break you. Basically, the next one's gonna give crit damage, which is okay. And then you see like where it goes from there. The crit rate, like that's not super big. It's not gonna like be like, oh my god, I gotta have dupes. So I have a thing, again, how I work a little bit different than other people in gacha. Account power is king. Your account power will always be king. Even if something gets nerfed, even if you get new characters, your account power, your account level will always be there. And it being maxed at all times and as quickly as possible is what you should be doing. In my opinion, rather. With that said, you notice that I am account level 25 right now. Just hit it on this video in front of you. And I'm going to do this global every day until I get tired of it or until I reach a point where it starts becoming super grindy, super expensive. I'm doing full recharges, which you see I can't do it anymore. Right here, my limit redemption is at this. Every day I'm doing full recharges for stamina to get as much as I can out of my stamina and out of my account power. Now, account power means multiple things. Account power is also your level, because you leveling up stuff allows you to open up other dungeons, and as long as you're strong enough to take down those dungeons, that allows you to actually get currencies. As you can see right here, you start knocking out all this type of stuff, and this would be this unlocked Ember game, which Ember is basically tower. I do not want to go in there. Thank you. We're going back out. Deal with tower later. Basically anything coming. So now I'm at 25. You see new now. Now what that means is now I can now go into Nightmare and start farming Nightmare for the purple gear right here, which is just all of the good stuff. This is now where we start getting like the onslaught gear. Like damn, plus 45%. Purple looking good. You got also battle will where after Animus uses an attack skill, there's a 20% chance to pursue the target. Amazing. You can start doing some really cool stuff with that. We are not going to talk about it in this video because I need to get to the point of actually talking about it. I can't just say, hey, do this and it's going to be cool and it'll work. Like, I got to show you how cool this actually is, because I didn't know until last update how cool it was, until I can actually focus on it and see it myself, and it was kind of pretty lit. It just was. And I do apologize if this is nerdy. I do believe people really need to see stuff like this. So now that you have that out the way, you understand, like, that's how I got to it, because I know people were gonna ask, how the hell do you level so fast and that type of stuff. That's what I did the previous 2 days, which is yesterday and today. I essentially basically had maximum stamina refreshes and did what is the next thing right here, which is what I would call ride the system, which I do in other games as well as this game. And what ride the system basically is that whatever the system wants you to actually do or give you a quest, you need to be doing it. And to ride the system in this particular game is Hyperlink Charter, and it has 4 things right here. Well, 5 now because I got 25 arena trials just opened up, and I just unlocked all this because I was doing arena. I fought like 20 times in the arena. So I picked up all of this. I'm gonna go through real quick. So the reason why this is cool is this actually helps you along the way. You see, I'm getting currency right there, 100 currency. I'm getting a summon. I'm getting 5 EXP. The gold EXP is the expensive EXP, and 3 of the portraits, which allows you to actually limit break characters. So come in, snatch that. That's just gone. So that was the next one. This right here is like super easy. I just have to go into and do PvP, and then this one is going to be out of here. I don't think I could peek. Yeah, I can't peek the next one, so we'll just snatch this. But you notice again, more currency. This is training data for your shells to level up your shells, which is just perfect. You know, there's no reason not to do that. More on training data. This right here, I believe that was PvP points right there. And this is the lower level blueprint portraits right there, and then I'll just literally gotta go like fight PvP matches and like get more 600 or more currency and stuff like that, and then I'll knock this out and be in honor gold basically. Over here on commission, this is kind of simply just going through like normal stuff in the world, knocking out different dungeons, and this is where you start to focus your stamina. So you notice right there I need to complete basic Ember 1. That's the tower we just did, so I'm gonna go do that later and then knock that. That'll be fine. I gotta defeat Hard Fabian once. I get 50,000 of the currency. Basically, I'll knock it out as well. You also notice right here that this is a shadow print, which helps your characters once you limit break once. The second limit break is what needs the shadow print. It gets you to the point of actually being able to get multiple characters up to 4-star, then 5-star, and then 6-star, which I have 1 6-star, 1 5-star, actually 2 5-stars, and then the rest I'm using 4 stars. Defeat Doki Doki hard 10 times. So what I can do is I can just continue this. We just need to do that 1 time. And the cool thing about this is you just always just go in and just let them rock. You ain't gotta watch it. You can just go out. So they'll do that by themselves, and then I will knock that out right there and get that 10. And then I have to defeat Nightmare Terra Mathon, which I just unlocked that. So I'll deal with that when I can. Next up is Animus Space, which is bait, which is one of the more important things to actually do, because this allows you to have a carry character without you having to actually physically dedicate or make the carry character, because it literally push you along this line this entire time and give you the resources basically to help you build this particular character. Now, if you don't like this character, once you are done with all this, you can reset the character and put it on something else. I happen to like her and she's a baddie, so I'm going to leave her if she's a red unit, and I found a lot of use for a red unit in this particular game. So you see I'm on advanced 2 right now, and then advanced 3 is going to pretty much finish it, but I need to go over 26, which that's not going to happen today because I don't have enough stamina for that. Leanne, complete epic shells, maybe. Deploy Leanne, defeat a Nightmare 1 10 times. Eventually I'll be able to do that. I don't know if I'll be able to do it right now because I need to actually build a second DPS, red DPS. I'm doing that already. We're going to talk about that a bit later, but it's not ready right now. But yeah, just coming in and doing this, you get a bunch of resources. As you can see, we just beat Doki, and then again, more stuff. We get purple Lattice, which this is for the SR characters to limit break their skills, so that's useful. You don't have to do anything, more summons. And then this is for limit breaking characters, and then 100k is just, you know, out there. We just get money like that, and then we're in the next one. You know, bam, we getting more crystal, we getting more EXP stuff. My Etheria coins looking nice right there. Knock that out. Now we gotta defeat Nightmare Doki Doki one time. 3 Animus equipped with epic modules. We'll work on that, and then up there on top is defeat Terra Maton, which is all working, and like that's all working within the loop. Like everything is just like all working together. And then you have shell tuning, which is easy. Basically, I just have to know when I start farming shells. Just knocked it out. You see we're at 5. It goes all the way up to 7 right now. Get a unique shell with 2 purple passives. You tend to get that at the, I believe it's the 3rd one. That makes it easier to actually do that. Oh, it's not going to show me that from here. Knock that out. Shell drop. Grim Pursuit. So it can drop and be useful in Karuru, but Fabian, which I just haven't done yet, starts dropping the gold ones, which makes it easier. You can get it in purple, but it's hard to do it. I think you can, but I know you definitely can in Twilight Night with Twilight Night and Black Flag. Just gotta beat them, which is it's not easy. You guys can see you can take on whichever one first, and then maybe you get the dub, maybe you won't get the dub. You need the AoE units to do this. I wouldn't do single target. I tried to do it single target last beta, and it was painful trying to do that, and I just ended up going to my AoE units, and it was fine. All right, so a rule of thumb, something that I do after everyone. That's not like, that's weird. You can't do that. You totally can. It's just not right now. Maybe you can't do it from that screen. Yeah, you can't do it from that screen. All right. A rule of thumb: after every chapter, I update. Like when you after chapter 1, it said, hey, you unlock this, this, and this. So what I would do is I would go and update characters. I would work on gear. I would work on getting a shell or something like that. Another rule of thumb to make it easier on you to actually afford this, because you're gonna need multiple characters, not just outside of characters that you are hard focusing. I'm hard focusing Leanne because I know she's good. Again, baddie. Same thing with Tiamat. I know she's good, baddie. Claws, good, bad, kind of baddie. Nah, baddie. I ain't gonna be like that. I'm not a fan of her hair, but she's cute. Husbando, not a baddie, but definitely one of the most underrated characters in this game. Literally, like, homie freezes and not back, and is like ultimate cheese ball. This move, financial tsunami. Like, bro, if the target strike prep becomes 0 after being pushed back, the freeze chances increase to 100%. Bro. So what I do with these 2 characters is you essentially don't get to play, basically. So she's gonna inflict 2-turn defense break, chance to inflict stacks of hacking progress. Hacking progress increases the damage and decreases the speed of the character. So now you don't have any speed hardly, and you don't have any strike prep. So you're just sitting there with nothing. Like, and if one gets resisted, the other one will do it, which is why you see I have them both out there. Between these 2, it makes elemental disadvantage. If they are elemental disadvantage, not mean a damn thing, because they're either gonna get froze or pushed back, and my entire team is going to rotate and attack them before they even get a chance to do something. So elemental disadvantage just doesn't matter, basically, because now you have her burning your face, who is also a stealer of attack. I mean, a stealer of speed prep. Then you have Tia taunting you and hitting you, and then ramping up, because she's going to do that, then throw the shield out the following round, and then she's going to turn into a dragon baby, a dragon babe, and nuke your entire team by the 3rd round. Which, by the way, she's probably going to have 2 rounds done already by the time they even get to move. Granted, all that has to be, it's all contingent of you actually going first, so you need to be fast. We'll have to talk about that in a different video though. So Dina right here is the character that I was talking about before, that I have to actually build up a little bit to help out during the nightmare, because he's a red unit, a very good red unit, and then she has the debuff as well, where she's going to decrease defense and cause damage taken right here. So what I am going to do, because I need her to actually do this, and so I was just getting these particular items right here, is I am going to take her up this, and literally her role and me buffing her and getting her to the point of where I need her to be is literally for that fight against that boss, to start getting the purple gear, because the first it's the first dungeon relative that you should be able to knock out and start getting purple gear right here, which allows you, once you start getting this farm, your DPS to basically be like crazy, because gear starts to be rolling really well. All this right here beforehand, once you start getting like these gold gear, they do okay, but it's nothing compared to this. It's nothing compared to this. Once you start getting that, once you start being able to farm it, even if it's 1 star, dog, it changes your whole account. But then you have the tank gear here chilling as well, and then you have the battle will matrix gear, which is +8, which what you want to do is you want to make that the secondary set once you start being able to get both sets at the same time. But stay tuned. Again, like I said, we'll talk about that another time, because that's gangster. Anyway, with that said, that's my plan for actually doing that now that I got the 25, and I'll probably be able to do it at 1 star, like literally like in an hour from now, which will be perfectly fine. So the last thing in the loop that I wanted to kind of like get you, all of this should help you start strong, by the way. Kind of like understand it. You don't have to use the same characters that I'm using. You don't even need to really think the same way. As long as you go through like these particular things and kind of like understand it a little bit, and then put your own spin on it, you'll be completely fine the rest of this game. Like, trust me. And you're gonna watch me literally do it. Like I don't just tell you guys stuff and then you're gonna watch me like literally do it with the same mindset going all the way through. Yeah, she has 94 crit rate. I think that's too much. I need more crit damage. Just noticed that. I think the reason being that this game, it has something weird going on right now. They'll probably fix it. Yeah, I thought I actually had that, but I need to change one of these into crit damage. It doesn't say crit damage. It says like crit or something like that. I'll show you what I mean. Yeah, it says that. And I didn't really. I thought I put one of those out like that, but I guess I didn't. So the other thing that I wanted to actually talk about is don't recycle any of this stuff as you go through. You see, I have all of the gear. What I did is I do the rotate down and hand me down type of thing. Once a character is like I have the gear, I didn't break down any of this gear because you don't have infinite resources to keep doing all that, and I wouldn't go that crazy. Like you see, a lot of it is at 9 and stuff like that, because you don't really need to go that high unless you feel you need to, and unless you gangster like that, you want to use up the currency, go for it. But what I did start doing once stuff started getting the gold is, especially with Liam, because he's my tank. My DPS carry, and then the same thing with Tiamat. The gold gear that they had on, I did level up to 15. For the most part, when I start getting into the purple gear, which you get these from quests, once I start getting these, they're definitely getting. But beware that it gets expensive. Like even though you're looking at me have 1.5 million currency right now, that go all bye bye. It go all bye bye real fast. So just keep that in mind that it gets expensive once it gets to purple. It's a little bit expensive at gold as well. So no be easy. Start hand me down gear and stuff like this, because what you're gonna start needing to do is elemental counter fights. You can't use the same characters for everything all the time, even though like I have that setup right there. That setup doesn't always work because things will be resistant to it. Like you literally will try to do it and try to like push them back in the speed meter, and they literally say no, and then that whole thing is out the window because now they're just nuking your face off. So you're gonna need the elemental counter and come up with different strats and different things to actually do. Which I got Rahu. I have to actually build him. He is a tank DPS, so I actually have some tank pieces. I started, handling that, started getting that out so he can start doing that. I had Gray. I was using him as elemental counter because he's hollow green. I just got Obero a little while ago. She's elemental blue Phantom Red. So what I'm gonna do is actually level her up to 4-star. And what I do with these particular characters is I get them to 4-star and leave them there because they can be good substitutes until later, until you have all the rest of your characters at 6 stars and 5 stars that you want to actually use, and you come back and then make them 5 stars too. There will be time later, but not in the beginning. You just need them to be useful and relevant to counter elemental content when you need for certain things, especially the co-op area. You're gonna need multiple characters to actually be relevant and take down content. And there's guild battle stuff that you need to actually have them be relevant in there according to whatever element it is. So you want to build characters so they can actually come through and help with that. So hopefully you guys understand what I am actually saying in this video from the start to the finish right now, just to kind of like help you with the loop. And again, I do apologize, there wasn't much action in this. I just wanted to actually say this because I see a lot of things in chat where people were like confused on like what characters have what roles, and like how do I simply just play this game. I saw somebody say that literally an hour ago, and world chat wasn't too nice to that. It was like people said, I understand completely what the person was talking about. They wanted to know stuff like this. The person literally said, like, I don't understand, like, what's the, like, how do I just go through my daily everything else? Like, how do I understand? Like, and they were trying to understand what the gaming loop was, and they were asking, and I don't think people understood the question. So there was like, just play forehead, like level up, summon, and like, that's obvious in gacha, but you need to understand the basis behind the gacha. And the basis literally is the trinity. Basically, it's always a trinity. It's the same thing in Honkai Star Rail. It's the trinity. It's the same thing in every single one of these games that are turn-based type games, even though this is a PvP oriented game more so than other games. Not more than Summoner War, Epic 7. Probably about the same type of thing, same type of feel. It's PV centric, but even then the trinity still works in that as well. You just want to be oppressive basically because you're fighting somebody else, so you want to be oppressive trinity, but the trinity still is there. And once you understand it from that core point, you're going to start to notice that you can start using many characters and coming up with many different builds and many different ways to actually play this game that people probably wouldn't even think about, like and then you have the shells, which change up completely how you would deal with a character, and then you have the modules, which, as I was talking about before, where you saw the DPS in there, where you start having like a full like 45% attack damage on a DPS, and then they have a chance to actually chase attack, which is like the combo attack. Remember the Naruto Online? I know I got plenty of Naruto Online people in my chat because that's literally what made me famous for a little while. You guys remember the chase attacks? You literally can make characters do that in this game with that set, the battle will set, and that's kind of amazing. Now, but what you want to do, the battle will set is a secondary set in my opinion, because it has eight an 8 modifier, which you see right now. Currently this character right now is on 8. You see in the green number right there. What you can eventually do once you get to probably like around level 30-ish, you probably do it now if you lucky with the drops, but more so around 30-ish. You can start having, like, you'll have onslaught at 12, and then you can have battle will at 8, and you can satisfy that, and then yo, yeah, your character running around. Like, can you imagine your character basically nuking, like Leanne basically doing her fire nuke, then she turn around and be like, I'm chasing that. Like, I just caught, you just caught an AoE to the face of buff of 45%. Now, granted, battle will buffs attack damage too, so that's gonna be like 60%, and then she's gonna attack again after that. Yes, sir. So that is all I got for you guys right now. What's summon? Again, apologize for being talky, but these videos sometimes are needed. I'm pretty sure it's going to help somebody out there understand from a core function what they need to do in the game. And they're, oh, you know what? I wanted to talk about this. All right. So this banner, you can only get Kloss in this banner as far as being an SSR. Just keep that in mind. However, Kloss is a RTA pick. Kloss is a heavy PvP pick. Like, literally, like, if you don't have her, you're gonna have to deal with her forever, like damn near in PvP. She's just like just that good. And like, you see how I'm using her in PvE to go in tandem with everything. She's really good in PvE as well. So here's the thing. Me personally, because I know I want to use her, I stayed in this banner until I got her, which is around 60 as she came out. And then I bailed out because there's no reason to be in here anymore unless you just want dupes, which, as you guys know, dupes don't really do too much. Here's what happened. I basically came out, and then she showed up the very next one here, like in standard banner, because she can appear in standard banner. So it's up to you at that point, because if you start in Kloss, that means you're not gonna have a shot at getting anything else in the game besides her. If you start in permanent banner, you have a shot of getting all the rest of the characters, and it might suit your like if you want to reroll or stuff like that. I don't really think it's necessary to reroll, because you could pick your first character anyway, unless you specifically just gotta have the god tier roll, like you want to get Messiah or something like that. But Messiah isn't really needed. All like, in my opinion, like Hellkid and Tiamat would be like better choices. Like, and then you can actually just pick if you want either one of them. And if you want to get both of them, because getting both of them is OP, because you can just, whenever the one is elemental with disadvantage, you can just put the other one then, and you like god tier at that point. But also keep in mind that you cannot build like 4 or 5 SSR in the beginning of this game. There's not enough resources. Maybe if you're a whale when the game starts and you're spending, yes, but if you're a casual free to play, 2 SSR is like the max. Like, you're not going to be able to build like 3 or 4 or something like that, because if you do try to do that, all 3 of the 4 are going to suck, because you're not going to have enough resources for all 3 of the 4. You're only going to have resources for like 1 or 2. So keep that in mind, and then you can build up the SR to round out your account, which the SRs in this game are very good. So keep all of that in mind. Just want to throw that out there. That was purple, I think. Yeah. Let's see what we got. Victor. I think I've ever used Victor, but he's disorder. All right, I'll do one more, because it's not gonna cost me a lot. It's purple. You know, when you put that in and it's gold, then you know you're gonna get some hype. But if it's purple, obviously you're getting the purple. Okay. I want to do one more. I'm probably going to be done. And it's purple again. We're just pushing along with. Ooh. Okay. The unfortunate thing is that I got Rehu. Even though I just got that character, I'm not gonna be able to do anything with that character because I have too many characters to build now for that element. I'm not gonna, I'm just not gonna ignore him for that character because he's just too good. Too good not to do that. Anyway, so that's all I got for you guys. All right, now I know I said that already. How to start strong. I think I've said a lot to kind of help the newer people and get things through. I'm just gonna keep pushing and keep doing literally the stuff that I told you right now, and going through and just just seeing if I can find anything new. And if I find anything new, then I'll tell you that new thing. Obviously this is my second time through, so I don't know everything. I just know from a developer standpoint and being a developer myself and understanding and playing these games for years and years and years. We're talking decades now. How turn-based stuff type of works and how gacha type of works, and hopefully all that will help you get through and make you be kind of at ease and not be lost in anything. So catch you guys next video. Like I said, as far as gear and tier list, I'm gonna point you towards Zox because he made 2 videos for that, the gear and the tier list. So you guys can watch that, and that you can put that in tandem as far as with this video to kind of understand stuff, gear wise and stuff like that. You can put all that together and just have all the info. So catch you guys later. Peace. Thank you for watching the video all the way to the end. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I love everybody who stops by. You guys always make my day with your comments. It's always funny and whimsical and gives me a reason to keep going. So be legendary, and I will see you guys soon. Peace.